We had no idea what we were getting into. I just got a month off of school. I'm like, oh yeah, this is great, got an extra break.
We all thought it was just gonna be very temporary.
I definitely was first excited about the school closing, if I'm being honest.
Once we started off and we noticed that Easter break ended and we were still online and it didn't seem like it was gonna get any better.
February, we thought we were proactive coming into March, that we knew there was some type of new illness, a flu type thing.
I had said early on to our staff, this seems incredible, but we need to start talking and thinking about if all of a sudden we're not in session, how do we do this?
We were in school March 13th and they made an announcement in the morning, gentlemen, take all your books home because we might not be back on Monday.
We just all assumed it would maybe be 2 weeks and then we'd be back to normal.
At first it was pretty difficult because you just had to pack up everything and leave, and you didn't know what was going to happen.
The moment that I heard the pandemic was starting was the first day of the musical. It got canceled hours before the first show.
Our teachers were already talking about downloading the app Zoom, which we were really confused about.
We decided, let's take control of our destiny. Let's secure our students' safety by keeping them at home, delivering the content our teachers had prepared.
The pandemic forced everybody to do online. We were up and running before anybody really even realized it.
I think it was a scary time for all of us back last spring.
It was very time-consuming and a little scary, but it went really, really well.
When all the schools were scrambling and trying to figure out what to do, we were already there and we were already continuing.
But the teachers made it really easy to telling you what work was due and what you needed to do to succeed.
For a school that it has very high academic standards, it was slightly challenging to put that a little bit to the side.
They just told us to keep on trying to connect with kids, to check on them.
It's like the teachers never left the computers to make sure that we were all right.
Teachers made videos explaining lessons.
It was really seamless once we got home. Within the first week, we're already meeting virtually. We're already getting our homework done.
Andrew felt supported. He was able to continue with his academics.
St. Francis overall, I loved it very well.
Education through online services is okay, but there's nothing that can beat a teacher interacting with the students.
We were unanimous in that we wanted our students here every day.
Getting everybody back 5 days a week was the most important thing we could do.
We were thrilled that they were going back in person, 5 days a week.
The learning that I was getting online, it was good, but it wasn't as engaging as it would be me sitting in a classroom.
I'm really glad we came back to full-time 5 days a week. When you just come here, there's a lot more motivation.
When we were working at home, we didn't really have any interaction with anybody else, but coming back to school now, our friendships are back together.
I know a lot of friends outside of St. Francis who don't have the pleasure of going 5 days a week, and they're not learning as much, and they feel less prepared for the exams at the end of the year.
We're very thankful that St. Francis took all the extra efforts that were required to keep that going, throughout the year.
They maintained the cleanliness of the schools, the distance apart, eating even in the beginning outside.
I think I cornered the market on plexiglass to make sure that we had enough plexiglass.
We still got to sit next to each other and talk, but there was dividers.
It was everything from water fountains to lunchrooms to masking, air filtration, and then traffic routes.
I applaud the administration, I applaud the cleaning staff at night, I applaud all the teachers. The students themselves deserve a lot of credit, and I think the parents deserve a lot of credit.
It was definitely different coming back, but I feel it was all for the better.
Just being in person, whether it be talking, learning, anything, it's just 10 times better. There's not that bond that you get. There's not that connection you have.
St. Francis is 10 times better when you're here and living every day, living the brotherhood.
So coming back in school added a certain amount of normalcy.
The kids came in, the kids were ready, and they were on board from day one.
There's so many schools, unfortunately, that didn't have the ability to do that. Getting that instruction that they so needed to keep them on the right path for graduation.
Its success has been based upon the execution of the teachers and the staff and the students embracing it. They have walked the walk, they have cooperated, they have risen to the occasion. I stand in awe of them.
Going into this year, my last year, I wanted to make the most of it.
Going back in September fully in person, I was able to have a great senior year, and it really made me appreciate St. Francis.
We began a mentoring program once every other week to try to relieve the stress, try to relieve the mental anxiety that many of our students have had.
Every other week we would have kind of a topic, or we would just meet and talk to them. And we had Dolly and Pippo. The boys love them. You have a dog come in, it just releases your stress and relaxes you.
Within the last year, we had to recapture the essence of education, focusing on the student, focusing on empathy, understanding where they're coming from.
Everyone, almost down to a person, has met the challenge, stepped up, and said, what can I do to make this work? As a result, we're stronger together.
Stronger together means there's a bond, that everybody is part of this institution. We are all stakeholders, including the students.
We're all one as a brotherhood. And I think that being able to get back into school 5 days a week really embraces that.
When someone tells me about brotherhood, I immediately think of family.
It means everybody stays together, whether you're on a field or a court or if you're just in school.
You're with your brothers, you're with them, you're experiencing highs and lows with them. I think it's an overall bond between each other.
I can't believe the number of our students who made sure they were taking care of their brothers.
The idea of Stronger Together is really just to, focus on us as a student. I just want to emphasize that, the brotherhood is real.
We are stronger here because we're together. We're stronger as a brotherhood because we look out for each other.
When I look back at this year and see this pocket of safety, of cooperation, of charity, of connectedness, it makes me proud to be part of the community. This is a school, but it's more than a school.
It makes me proud to wear St. Francis on my chest, knowing that there are going to be other kids that have the same passion and love for the school that I do.
We did it. We're here. We're doing okay.